Is Printify the best print-on-demand company for Shopify? We're about to find out, my friends. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new here and we haven't met, my name's Kerry. I'm the founder of Shirt School, and I created this channel to bring you the best strategies, secrets, and hacks to grow your online t-shirt, apparel, or print-on-demand business. I'm very excited about today's video because we are gonna be doing a full review of one of the print-on-demand giants, Printify. So I'm excited to break down everything from their product selection, their pricing, their app, their shipping times, their shipping costs, all that good stuff in this video. And I wanna make sure you stay until the end because we are gonna do a unboxing of a t-shirt from Printify that I ordered through a test Shopify store, and I have not opened it. You can see that it's sealed, and so we are gonna open that. We're gonna look at the actual quality. This was not sent to me by Printify. This video is not sponsored by Printify, and all of my thoughts in this video are my own. I'm not being paid to say anything that I am saying. So stay tuned, lots to get through. It's gonna be a great video. Here we go. To kick this off, I just wanna pull up the Shopify App Store and really show you where Printify kind of ranks in the grand scheme of things. We've searched print on demand. You see that there are over 300 results. We filtered that by most installed. The top three here are always gonna be advertisements these companies have paid to be here. But then we see Printful and Printify. Now, as you may or may not know, Printify is one of the biggest print-on-demand companies that are available, and they're always talked about kind of in the same breath with Printful. It's all kind of always a conversation of Printful or Printify, which should I use? And as you see here, there are hundreds of different options, but Printful and Printify are kind of the Walmart and Target of print-on-demand companies. And you know, a lot of people hate Walmart, a lot of people love Walmart. So when you have these huge companies, what I really want to find out by doing these reviews with some of these big companies is, are they worth the hype? Is Printify worth the hype? Should it be regarded as one of the top print-on-demand companies, one of the best print-on-demand companies? And so we're gonna dive deep today, and we're gonna expose whether it's a properly rated and properly regarded print-on-demand company, or if it doesn't live up to the hype. So let's dive in to breaking everything down. Taking a look at the front page of Printify's website, we're just at printify.com. We just wanna see what they're kind of advertising on their front page here. You see 100% free to use, 300 high quality products, 300 plus high quality products, largest global print network, higher profits, robust scaling, best selection, very good looking website here, looks very professional. We're mainly gonna be focused today on the Shopify version of Printify, but you can see they have quite a few integrations. If you're using Wix, Etsy, any of these other places, WooCommerce, even eBay, you can use print on demand with these other platforms. And in my opinion, that's a pretty huge benefit to be able to have one Printify account and hook it up to all of these different places. So one of the big things that differentiates Printify from Printful, or even from a lot of the other print on demand providers, is that global network that they are advertising. Now, what that means is Printify actually utilizes different print providers from all around the world. Now, the best way to think about that is that Printify is not printing any of your stuff. They're actually just connecting you to a company that will print your stuff. So let's say you're a printer out there and you print t-shirts, but you have no idea how to reach the masses. You might be able to hook up with a company like Printify, and Printify will find you the customers and you can just print the items and ship them. So you see here, as we scroll through the print providers page, there are a ton of different print providers. Now, what you might be asking is, well, is that a good thing or a bad thing, having all these print-on-demand providers that are integrated in with Shopify? And I think it can be a pro or a con. The pro would be that you're gonna have access to hundreds and hundreds of products, and the way that Printify is giving you that access is by connecting you with print-on-demand providers that print all kinds of different things, everything from t-shirts to, you know, mugs to jewelry to all kinds of stuff. I mean, I'll show you in a little bit all of the different products that they offer, and there's some really unique things. On the con side, the biggest issue with this model is that it is most likely going to increase your shipping rates that you are paying if you want to use a bunch of these different products, because when a customer of yours orders multiple products in one order, you're gonna have to pay shipping charges to all these different print providers. So that can be a con, because let's say you have 10 products from different providers here in Printify on your store, and somebody orders 5, 6, 7 of those, all from different print-on-demand providers all around the world, you're gonna get hit with pretty big shipping costs. So it can be looked at as a pro or a con. As I said, on the pro side, you're gonna get access to products that you wouldn't normally get access to, and it will seamlessly integrate into your store. So that's a pretty big deal. One thing I wanna mention before moving any further and talking about this model of having all these different print-on-demand providers inside Printify is that one thing that a lot of people watching this video may or may not know is that a lot of print-on-demand providers, print-on-demand companies actually use this model already, like Printify, utilizing this big network. The difference is they're not transparent and they don't tell you like Printify does. So a lot of companies, you install the app, you set up all your products, you start selling, and those products might be being shipped from different companies, all around the world or wherever, and you just don't really know that's happening. It's kind of all happening on the back end and being white labeled. The difference here is that Printify just makes it public. They just let you pick the print-on-demand provider that you want to use. They let you pick the printing company that you want to use, and they let you know where things are being shipped from. So you can look at that as a really positive thing because they're just being transparent and showing you who they work with. And the cool thing is in being able to pick is that if you pick one print company here inside Printify and you don't like their quality, you don't like their shipping time, you can just pick another one. There are a ton in here. So in that way, I think it's a pretty cool business model, and it's cool that it's transparent because, as I said, other print-on-demand companies would just, shift your order to another printer and not even tell you. Speaking of products, let's look at the actual products that they offer. And I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, there are a lot of them. Now, I often talk about, when you're picking a print-on-demand provider, you want to pick a print-on-demand company that you can grow with, right? When you want to add new products, you don't want to have to find another company. And so having that network gives you that benefit of having a lot of products to choose from, very unique products you're probably not going to find a lot of other places. So let's kind of dig into what they've got to offer here, just starting with regular old t-shirts. Let's bump over into men's t-shirts, and you're going to see, all the ones that you see pretty much anywhere else. The Gildan 2000, the Bellin Canvas 3001, the 5000. You're going to have a lot of different options, even options that you don't find other places, like this Delta company. You've got comfort colors, really, really cool. The pricing is listed here. We're going to talk more about Printify Premium here in just a second, but look how many shirts you have to choose from. So many different t-shirt blanks, and you have cool things like tie-dye, right? Stuff that you don't see anywhere else, even just on basic t-shirts. You've got ringer tee. So a lot of selection, especially just in t-shirts. You got jersey here. Looking at the menu up top, you can see, there's almost an overwhelming number of categories: kids clothing, women's clothing, all kinds of different stuff. There's some really unique stuff in the women's section, like these different dresses. Look at this. These are things you don't see every day. These kind of dresses and skirts and different things like that. Very, very cool. As we get over here into like the home and living section, you see kind of typical things like mugs, bottles and tumblers, but then we get into things like ornaments, postcards, journals and notebooks, magnets and stickers. Let's click on a few of these and just kind of see. You see magnets and stickers, right? Stickers are something that I love to sell, and I love to bundle in with other things, and you can see these different types of stickers that they offer, which is really, really cool. The ornaments, bottle openers, so many unique products. Let's continue to just take a minute and kind of look through here. Let's go to towels. You got all kinds of different towels, pretty cool. So many different options, right? There is a ton of stuff in here. Underwear, we can go to underwear and see they've got underwear that you can print on. It's pretty incredible. Face masks, phone cases, so many things you don't see a lot of other places. So the only thing to really say about product selection here, they've got massive product selection because they're utilizing all of these different print-on-demand printers. So I consider that a huge pro for Printify. Next up, I want to give my thoughts on their pricing. How does it compare to other print-on-demand providers? And I'm not going to go into specific pricing on each product because I kind of have an overall thought here that I want to give you on their pricing. They have a couple different plans here. They've got the free plan, which anyone can use, no cost at all. You're just paying per product. But then they have this premium plan, and it's going to be $24.99 per month. And if we do monthly, it's gonna be $29 per month. Now, here's what I wanna say first. Their pricing on Printify is already very good, even on the free plan. You know, when I look at the t-shirt costs and some of the more typical products that you'll see on other print-on-demand providers, Printify's pricing is very competitive at this free price. I personally love the premium option here because I think it's affordable, $29 per month or $24.99 per month if you pay for the whole year up front. What this gives you is just this flat 20% discount on all of the products. And here's what I want to say about the premium plan. The premium plan, the pricing that you get on that premium plan is pretty much the cheapest that I've seen. I mean, with that 20% discount, like I said, especially just talking about kind of the typical products, it's hard to compare pricing on some of the more really obscure products because you kind of have to really dig to find them on other print-on-demand providers. But just speaking about t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, tank tops, mugs, kind of some of those more typical products, in my research, when you get to that premium plan, you pay that $29 per month, or you do the $24.99 when you pay for the year, get that 20% off all the products. It really puts Printify kind of in a league of their own. I mean, it's very good pricing. And so if you are somebody watching this and you are already selling even, 25, 30 orders a month, you definitely want to consider getting on that premium plan because it's going to start to save you a lot of money as you scale up. If you're somebody who's doing $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month in your print-on-demand store, you need to be on this premium plan. If you're considering Printify or you're already on Printify and you just want better pricing, get that premium plan. It is well worth the money. And the other thing you see here is that they also allow up to 10 stores. So that means if you're somebody who runs multiple Shopify stores, you can hook all of those Shopify stores up to this one Printify account and just pay one premium fee, $24.99, $29.99, and you get that pricing. So it's awesome. Like I'm a huge fan of this premium option. I think it's a great way to save a lot of money. And as I said, the free plan, the pricing is already good. So it just kind of goes to another level when you go to that premium plan. Hey, if you're enjoying this video right now, would you do me a huge favor? Just hit that like button. It just takes a second of your time, not even a second, and it helps us out greatly. Also consider subscribing to the channel. We put out new videos every single Tuesday. We'd love for you to become a part of the family. Next up, I want to talk about shipping cost. How much are you going to pay for shipping when you're selling items through Printify? And in my opinion, this is the biggest downside of Printify's model. This is the biggest con of Printify, is that because you are using all of these different providers, they are all going to have different shipping rates. And that makes it incredibly confusing when you go and start creating your products or you go start adding additional products from different print providers because they are all going to have different print costs. So let's just grab a few of these, and there's a few that are pretty common. I'm gonna look at Monster Digital because that's one that a lot of people use. You've got USA shipping of $4 for the first item and $2 for additional items. That's on shirts and long sleeves. You can see sweatshirts and hoodies, $8 and $2. So this is one of the clothing providers. If we go back and click on like My Locker, it might be different. So here you see it's pretty similar, $4, $2. Then you've got $7, so they're cheaper on sweatshirts and hoodies, and $3 for additional. So my point is, as you go through here and you click on these, you're gonna see different costs. And this is gonna be international, so you kind of have to, you have to consider that. But you're gonna see different costs. Now we see the country here. Let's click on Printed Mint. I know that's one that a lot of people use. $3.99 for glass ornaments, additional items 99 cents. They're gonna sell some more of those obscure items. So my point is with this is that because you have so many print providers, it can just get really confusing to know what you're going to pay for shipping when you make sales. So my best advice, if you're using Printify and you want to try to keep this somewhat similar, is that you begin by creating products that are from the same print provider. And anytime that you have an option to pick the same print provider, do that. Try to limit yourself to as little of these print providers as possible inside your store, but don't let that stop you from adding some of these more obscure products that could possibly bring in good sales or good margins. But I just beware as you're creating your products that you're not just randomly picking a bunch of different print providers, because you got to know that that's really going to jack up your shipping cost. You know, if you're working with the print-on-demand provider that has their own shipping facilities and they're printing their own stuff and they're shipping their own stuff, usually you're going to get a break on those second, third, and fourth items. If you have a customer that orders a t-shirt and a sweatshirt and a mug and whatever in one order, you're going to get big shipping breaks, and that can increase your margins. Using Printify, that becomes a little bit harder to get those shipping breaks because they're utilizing all of these different companies. So it's something to be aware of. Know that you're probably going to pay a little bit higher shipping on Printify, but as I mentioned before, when you factor in that premium plan and getting that 20% off, it's probably worth it in the long run when you consider kind of the whole picture, that you get incredibly cheaper pricing, especially with their premium plan, and then paying a little bit more in shipping becomes kind of worth it, right? Next, I want to talk about their app, their actual Shopify app, because as we know, if you've seen any of my other print-on-demand reviews, sometimes apps can be horrible. So I always want to do kind of a quick overview of how their app works and if it's good or if it's bad, in my opinion. And this is one of the big benefits, I think, that people kind of overlook when it comes to these bigger print-on-demand providers. These bigger print-on-demand providers like Printful, Printify, T-Launch, the big ones, right? What comes with that is they're a big company that has more money to invest into their software. And so you get a really good, easy to use, seamless kind of app experience. And so overall, their app is pretty good. I want to take you through the basic product creation process. The first thing is, inside their app, you see that their app looks kind of just like their website, which is great. So if you've been researching on their website, you might already be a little bit familiar with it. Now, of course, when you're setting up the app, you're going to have to connect your store. You're going to have to put in a payment method. There's a few steps to go through there. Once you've got that set up, you're simply going to go to the catalog and you're going to look at the different products and you're going to pick the product that you want. We're going to go to t-shirts. We're just going to pick our Old Faithful Bell & Canvas 3001. We click on that, and right from here we can start designing our product. Now we need to pick our print provider, and so as you do this, you're going to want to go through here and you're going to want to look at the pricing and make sure you pay attention to the country. So I would pay attention to the country, where it's shipping, the pricing, and then also the colors option. And again, I want to say this is in my opinion the biggest downside is it just really creates this a little bit more confusing experience, having to sort through all of this stuff. It makes it a little more difficult as you're going through here. So we have to kind of compare. We look and we see Demonity is shipping out of the United States at $8.82. They have 18 colors. The average production time is 3.9 business days. I love the transparency. It's hard because you go through here and you really have to compare all this stuff. Swift POD, the pricing is a little bit lower. You see the shipping cost is a little bit higher, so it kind of washes out, a little bit quicker shipping times. Again, if you're doing a lot of t-shirts in your store, you want to probably pick one of these and just go with it. This one has 51 colors, so that's an advantage there. So that's good. But again, you could go through here and spend hours looking. You've got a cheaper price here at Awkward Styles, but then you've only got 14 colors. So it's just this constant kind of figuring out who you want to use. But once you pick one, try to stick with them as much as you can. I'm going to pick the Swift POD one because they've got so many colors here. Let's do start designing. Now, once we get to here, it's a very, very good experience on how we kind of do all this stuff. So we're going to hit add our design. We can upload it from our computer, or we can do custom text. We can do Dropbox. There's a couple of different options here. I'm just going to do from my device. That's going to pull up my little finder. I will go to my test designs folder, pull in my Monster Trucks design here, and let that kind of load in. This process, very similar to what you'll see in other print-on-demand providers. It's not difficult. I found it pretty easy. And so we can go here and we can select our colors. So we'll hit this little drop down, and I'm going to select black. Obviously, this doesn't really work on white. And we can select multiple colors if we want. I probably need to turn off white. We might try it on like a deep heather, just like that. There's a few different, obviously there's a lot of colors that we could go through. So we need to pick our colors. We can also adjust the sizing here. So if we want to make it bigger, make it smaller, make sure we fit it in that area, right? Boom. So we'll just kind of keep it there. I want to move this up probably a little bit, that up, and that should be pretty good right there. So we've got our design. So we'll go ahead and we will hit save product. After we click that button, it's gonna take us back here and we'll see the products that we publish into our store. And we'll also be able to either publish the product we've just created, or we can edit some of the more fine details on that product. So we'll hit edit listing. It will take us to our mockups and we can select how we want it to show up in our store. So we can select the title image view, whether it's the front or the back. We want the front because we want it to show our design, and we can select which is the main color. So if I select black, it's gonna go into our store and it's gonna be, the black color is gonna show first. So we'll set that there. As we scroll down, we can set the title. So we could change this to like Monster Trucks t-shirt, whatever we wanna set here. We can go ahead and edit the product description. We can add the size table if we'd like. We can look at the different variants that are available if we want to, remove a certain size or edit something here. The pricing we can do all of this after, or we can do it right here. Either way, I think overall pretty easy to use. I mean, nothing that you can't figure out in just a few minutes. We can also select which collection it wants to go to, all that kind of stuff. Once we hit the publish button, it will send it over to our Shopify store. And once you see this button change to see in store, we can actually view that in our Shopify store and it's ready to go. So the product creation process, pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty quick. I love it. All right, it's time to talk about my order. Now I ordered the Take Imperfect Action tee and I ordered that through my Shopify store, and I'm gonna unbox it and review it. But before we do that, I wanna show you the actual cost and actual shipping time. Now, this was really fast. I was very impressed with how quick the item shipped and how quick it got to me. So if you look right here, this is the actual price that I paid. This is the Bella and Canvas 3001 with just a front print. It's the Take Imperfect Action tee. If you've seen any of my other reviews, that you know what this tee looks like. But if you look right here, now I had to scroll down just to kind of cover up my address and everything. But what we paid for this t-shirt, our cost was $9.21. That's pretty solid for the Bella and Canvas 3001, and we paid $4 for shipping. We did pay a little bit of tax because I haven't set up sales tax permit and all that kind of stuff here, but our total costs were $13.99. Very good. I think it's a very good price, especially on that free plan. And again, if you go up to the premium plan, you get that 20% discount. Now this was with Monster Digital. I did also want to say that I created this product and shipped it through Monster Digital. That's the print provider that I picked. So you see here that the order was created September 29th at 3:38 p.m. It was actually produced by them at September 30th. So the next day, well, actually it wasn't even like, it was 12:05 a.m. So it was printed the same day. And then, yeah, went into their system that evening, or that right in that morning. It was actually delivered to me on October 4th. So that's pretty dang quick. About 5 days after ordering, I actually received it in the mail. It felt very fast for sure. And as we look at the actual USPS shipping, and they use Easy Post, so we're looking at this Easy Post website, which I actually really like. It gives you a really detailed breakdown. We can see that after they printed it and shipped it, that it arrived at USPS on October 1st. So remember, the order was created on September 29th. So that means within under 48 hours, it was at USPS being shipped. Now it took from October 1st a few days to get to me on October 4th. It was delivered in the morning. So I mean, it was just a couple days to get to me. I mean, you can't really ask for better shipping. It was incredibly fast. And so after the order was put in, I mean, it was within 24 hours that I got the shipping email, like gave me a tracking number. And then in under 48 hours, it was actually on its way to me. It had actually been processed and being shipped. So we can't really ask for better than this, both from the production time, super quick. And again, that was with Monster Digital. And then the shipping time was super fast. All right, it's time to unbox this baby, because we got to look at the quality. That's a really important thing for a lot of people, is the quality any good? So you see the packaging here. I always kind of review the packaging. Again, this came from Monster Digital. It looks like it came from Brooklyn, New York is where they printed it. It's a standard white package, and it does have my information there on the front, but nothing too out of the ordinary, just pretty standard packaging. And I'm gonna switch to a fancy overhead view to kind of show you a really good look at this, something I'm gonna try in these reviews going forward using a second camera for you to kind of see overhead. So let's go to that view. All right, so looking at the packaging now, this is me. I marked out this is my address, and I just put Printify Monster Digital. So that doesn't come, it doesn't come like that, but you can see up here our test store Enneagram threads, and then you can see the address there. This is where Monster Digital shipped and print this from. Now you can change this in your settings in Printify. You can put your own address. I have just not done that yet. So this is the packaging here. Let's go ahead and rip this baby open and see what we got. All right, here's our Taken Perfect Action t-shirt. You guys have probably seen it if you watched any of the reviews. This is what we got. So I always do the smell test. Let's smell it and see what it smells like. It doesn't smell like vinegar, so that's good. It doesn't smell like vinegar, smells fine. So let's take a look. So we've got Bella on Canvas 3001. A couple reviews I've done have not been that t-shirt, so it is a 3001. We do have a little tag there, nothing too big of a deal. Let's lay this baby out. Let's see what we got. There it is. And so what are my first impressions? Hopefully the color's coming through nicely on this overhead shot, but what are my first impressions? I think it looks pretty good. I don't have, it's not terrible. It's not like the best I've seen, and it's not terrible. Somewhere in the middle. Again, this was with Monster Digital, so yours could look different if you pick a different print-on-demand company inside Printify. But I think that this is pretty solid. I would say it's very passable. I would not have any issue with this t-shirt, and hopefully you can kind of see the color. I would say the color is not like the most vibrant red, but it's definitely not orange. I've seen some that are super orange. I think it's passable. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I think it's somewhere in the middle. And I'll raise this up to kind of try to give you a closer view of that print there. Boom. There's the white. And I also just want to hold this up to the really good camera so you can see, you can get kind of a second camera view of it real close up. That is what it looks like. Pretty solid. What are my final opinions on Printify? Is it worth the hype? Should they be regarded as one of the best print-on-demand companies? And I have to give them a very high score. I have to say that overall, I think it's a very solid option. I think it's a great option for a lot of people. I think their pricing is really, really good, especially when you get on that premium plan. It's really solid pricing across their catalog. I think their app is good. I think the product selection is good. And it's really up in the air kind of I want to know what you think about the different print providers, because I think it can be a pro and a con. I think it makes the experience really confusing to have all those different print providers. But I think it's good to have that flexibility. If one isn't working, you can pick another one, and that's what gives you access to all of those hundreds of products. On the negative side, you also have different shipping rates from all those print providers. And again, that can make shipping rates very confusing, and it can make shipping rates higher overall. But I think you have to take that with the pricing of their products. The pricing is so good that when you factor in some of that heightened shipping costs that you might incur depending on your business and what products you're selling and who you're selling to, it's hard to say whether that's a pro or, I think it really washes out, or they're still giving you even better pricing even when you consider that shipping. So overall, I think it's a great print-on-demand company. I think you'll be very happy if you go with them. That's what I got to say. Hey, if you're just starting out with Shopify and print-on-demand, maybe you're watching this video because you're trying to pick out which print-on-demand provider is going to be right for you, I want to give you a free cheat sheet that will help you build out your Shopify print-on-demand store. You can just go over to shirtschool.com/cheat sheet, and you can get, say, 13-step cheat sheet that kind of walks you through everything you need to do before you launch your Shopify store. So I'd love to give that to you for free. There are a number of links and resources inside of that cheat sheet that I'd love for you to use. It supports our channel. It supports what we do here at Shirt School. But I want to give you that gift for free. Head over to shirtschool.com/cheat sheet and you can get that completely free.